Adriana, give me the one that you have. Respiratory system. Now, is this sounding familiar? Respiratory system is made up of the lungs, right? And the whole function of the respiratory system is to bring in oxygen and get rid of carbon dioxide. Now, what body system would be made up of your heart and blood vessels? Not one person to come up with that. Circulatory system. What about your brain and spinal cord? Begins with an N. Nervous system, there's 3. Good. What about ovaries? What's that? Reproductive system. There we go. Your kidneys. Excretory system. Kidneys are responsible for filtering out your blood and the production of urine. You have your endocrine system. Your endocrine system is the only body system that is not made up of organs. It is made up entirely of glands. You also have your integumentary system, which is your skin. That's it. What am I forgetting here? Oh, what's the most important one? Why are you wearing a mask now? What body system am I talking about? What body system is responsible for fighting off illness, such as viruses, bacteria? You know, you add more kids to the class and it just gets quiet. Go ahead, Christian. Immune system, thank you. All right, so again, they're not revealing, they're not there. So those are all the bodies. Oh, two more we forgot. Your bones make up the skeletal system, and then what's attached to your skeleton that allows you to move? What are these? What's that? Muscles. Muscular system. All right, so what I want you to do right now before we get into the notes is on Google Classroom, I have this assignment right here. So on this here, what you're expected to do is arrange the pictures on each slide from the most simple to more complex. Does everybody understand what that means? Remember, simple is like the building blocks. Complex is the end result of the building blocks. All right? So you have this one, and then this one. So put them in that order from simple to complex, and I'll give you about 5 minutes. All right, so again, cells work together to form tissues. Tissues work together to form organs. Organs work together to form organ systems, and organ systems work together to form the organism. All right, so can anybody tell me why we sweat? What's the purpose of sweating? It obviously serves as a function, not to make you stink. Jaffer? It does what to itself? Cooling itself down, right? So all the cells in your body operate at the optimal temperature of 98.6. Okay? So when you're exercising, what happens is as a result of your cells being active, they produce heat as a byproduct that causes your body temperature to rise. Well, you don't want your body temperature rising much above 98.6 because that's going to start killing off cells. So your body sweats, right? And then when the water evaporates off your skin, it brings the heat along with it. Now, so when you are sick, such as a virus or a bacterial infection, you get a fever. Why? Because just like us, those viruses and those bacteria have the optimal temperature of 98.6. That's why they thrive. So what happens is your immune system triggers a fever. And what's the purpose of the fever? Well, if we raise the body temperature, that's going to kill off the bacteria or the virus. So that's the whole purpose of a fever. So all your body systems are working together for the main purpose of maintaining what they refer to as homeostasis. What that means is your body has a stable internal environment. Your iron levels are right, your hormone levels are right, and anytime you become sick, that homeostasis becomes disrupted. All right? So that's the whole purpose that all your organs serve. Every single body system is working with each other to ensure an optimal internal environment. So copy this down. Another term they use for homeostasis is obviously regulation. So when you consume sugar, your blood sugar level rises. Well, what does that produce? That causes your pancreas to produce insulin. What the insulin is going to do is it's going to allow the sugar to get into your cells where it is needed instead of staying in the bloodstream. Those individuals that have diabetes, they don't produce enough insulin. So when they consume sugar, they have to check their blood sugar levels. If it gets too high, they have to take an injection of insulin.
How to take your own heart rate or your own pulse. So you're going to take your two fingers here, your pointer finger and your middle finger. You don't want to use your thumb because your thumb actually has a pulse of its own. So you have two places where you can take your pulse. You can put these two fingers on your wrist. So you're going to find, usually it's on the inner part by your thumb here, and you should be able to feel a pulse. So I'm not putting them right on the middle. I'm kind of putting them more off to the side with my thumb, and you can feel a pulse there. If you're having trouble finding it there, you might be able to find it on your neck. So you're gonna go kind of like right below your jawline here. You're not gonna go right here on your esophagus, but a little bit to the right of that. And you should be able to feel your pulse. Just kind of adjust your finger placement if you don't feel it right away, okay? So once you've found your pulse, you're going to count how many times you feel it pulse against your fingers for 30 seconds. You're gonna wanna keep track, maybe on your cell phone, you can keep a timer for 30 seconds, and you're going to feel and count those pulses. So for 30 seconds, I counted 35 pulses. But usually we measure our heart rate in beats per minute. So we're gonna multiply that number by 2. So if you counted 35 pulses in 30 seconds, you multiply your 35 pulses by 2, and you would have 70 beats per minute as your heart rate, okay? So again, 2 fingers here, either your wrist or your neck, count how many pulses.
Okay, so everybody try finding their pulse now. Anybody having problems? Now again, these 2 fingers, your pointy finger, your middle finger, there's a bone right here you can feel over here. You want to go on the top side of the bone, on the other side of the bone towards your thumb. And then use the tips of your fingers. You're going to press down just slightly, and then you should be able to feel it. You find it, Joffer? All right, now what you want to do is take the initial heart rate before you do the balancing on one foot. Then you balance on one foot for 1 minute. Then you'll take your heart rate again. You'll do the same thing for the second one running in place. And then again, the third one, activity of your choice.